Hi guys, this is Andrew with rockclass101.com, and in this week's ukulele lesson, Katie's going to be teaching you an adorable tune that she wrote for her daughter, Grace. Hence the name of the tune, Grace's Lullaby. So I got a chance to play through this song, and I've got to say that the first half is very beginner friendly, but the second half is going to be great for those of you who are transitioning into the intermediate level. Now that second half is going to challenge you in a couple ways. First off, it's going to take you away from playing only chords up here in the beginning of the neck. We're going to move them to midway through the neck. And there's probably going to be a few chord shapes that you may not have ever played before. And some of these chord shapes are actually stretch chords. So it's going to challenge you by increasing the reach of your left hand. So I'm going to link a couple lessons in the description box below that will be great to check out as you go through this lesson. The first one is going to be a lesson on proper left hand form. So if you want to recap some of the fundamentals on forming chords that are trickier, like bar chords, check out that lesson. And then I'll also link a lesson on increasing left hand reach. So some of these stretch chords that you have, they do require the pinky to reach pretty far across the frets of the neck. So check out that lesson if you're new to playing stretch chords or stretch phrases. So let's go ahead and jump into talking about this lesson. So in this video, Katie's going to teach you how to play the entire tune. But if you want to get the tabs to print off and follow along with, that's going to be available at this page, or you can go to the site rockclass101.com and do a search for Grace's Lullaby. Also on that page will be the on-screen tab viewer. Now this is a really cool feature where you can hit play, you can watch the tab scroll across in real time, you can highlight bars to loop sections, slow it down to any speed you wish. Just a really great asset in learning this song that much easier. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Katie to teach you how to play this, and then I'll see you at the end of the video.
Hi everyone, I'm Katie, and today I'm going to be teaching you a piece that I wrote for my daughter called Grace's Lullaby. She's 3.5 already. Time just flies. They say that the days are short, but the days are long, but the years are short. Totally true. Completely agree with that. So before we get started, I want to note a couple of things. We are going to be using this shape a lot. This is a G shape, but it's going to be on the upper part of the fretboard. So you can also see, though, that I'm keeping my finger in contact with this portion of the fretboard of the neck. Do you see that? Like that. And so as I'm sliding up and down the neck, this portion of my finger remains in contact. So my friend Mikey, he is a teacher friend of mine who teaches down the hall from me. He has a picture of Brian May, loves Brian May, and you can see his fingers are at an angle. So what happens is that his finger is always in contact with the fretboard, but his fingers are more so at an angle rather than upright this way, because we're going to be on this upper part of the fretboard. Do you see how my fingers are more so at an angle rather than upright this way? If you are placing your fingers this way, straight up and down, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to form these shapes and remain in control on this portion of the fretboard and slide up and down the neck. So please note that. Take your finger, all right, and find this portion right here. If you're a flute player, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's this part right here, and you're going to place it underneath your neck as a support here. All right. If you have it this way, you're going to feel like it's going to slip. Just not going to feel like you're in a lot of control. So I like to keep it here and then use that as my pivot point. Another thing to note is that we will be playing arpeggios or plucking arpeggio. And when I do that, my thumb is going to usually start on the C string, and then my pointer will pluck the E string, and my middle will pluck the A string. It's usually on 16th notes. Thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb. So we have the ascending and descending. Okay, so let's get started with the intro. So we have finger number 3 on the 3rd fret of the E string, and I'm going to pluck between the C and the E string back and forth on 8th notes. So first start with the E string though. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now 16th notes here at the end of the measure. I'm going to pluck the 3rd fret of the E string, slide up to the 5th fret, and then slide down to the 3rd fret. So it'll sound like this. Okay, so apply pressure, drag your finger across the fretboard to the 5th fret, then slide down to the 3rd fret. Like that. Now finger number 1 will land on the 1st fret of the E string. So let's try that together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and finger, thumb, finger, thumb, finger, thumb, slidey, slidey. Okay, now we land on an open E string, pluck the E and the C string. Alternate eighth notes. And 4 and. Let's try those first two measures together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and slidey slide 1 open and 4 and. Now the next two measures are almost identical, but on count 1, instead of just plucking that E string on the 3rd fret, I'm going to be strumming strings 2, 3, and 4, forming a C5 chord. I am not going to be strumming that A string. All right, that's that extra note in there. We don't need it. So what you can do is, 1, completely avoid it. 2, you can take your pinky, lightly touch that string, that A string. It'll mute it for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Or option number 3, take your ring finger and then just gently bring it back to mute that A string. You know, either one will work. So I strum and then pluck between the C and the E string again. Slidey. Okay, let's try those first 4 measures together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and O 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Strum 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and O 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, that was the intro. Now we're going to get to what I call the verse. So it starts almost like the intro, or the second half of the intro, I should say, but then it starts to get into more of a melody. So I have strum, thumb, slidey, slidey, open. Now on the last count on 16th notes, there's going to be a hammer-on pull-off. So first, I pluck the open E string, and then I'm going to hammer on to the 1st fret of the E string, and then pull off to the open E string, like that. Hammer, pull, and then I land on the 2nd fret of the C string. Now it indicates to pluck it. You could hammer on as well. Just make sure that you have enough, little strength right there to be able to make sure it comes out. Or you could pluck it like that. And then from here we have a pull off to the open C string. You could pluck that one too. Just depends upon what you'd like. I just like the flow of the hammer on, pull off, pluck, pull. Like that. You could do. Or just depends upon what you'd like. So let's try that together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and strum, thumb, pointer, thumb, pointer, thumb, slidey, slide 1, open. Okay, hammer on, pull off. All right, now we just landed on that open C string. From here, we're going to pluck the C string again, open, and then I'm going to pluck the open E and the A string together, and then my thumb, pointer, middle arpeggio. But now finger number 2 on my left hand is going to push down on the 2nd fret of the A string, pluck the A and the E string together. Then thumb goes back to the C string, ring finger to the 3rd fret of the A string, pluck the A and the E string together. Thumb. Now we have an F chord, we strum, and then we pluck an arpeggio. Thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, strum, like that. All right, so let's try that from measure 7. So we just landed it on the open C string, pluck again, fingers, thumb, pointer, now finger, 2nd fret, thumb, fingers, 3rd fret, thumb, F chord. Strum, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, strum. So, sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, strum. Then it repeats and it goes to a second ending. The second ending is almost identical to the first ending. Instead of landing on just an F chord, our pinky is going to kick out to that F6. So that's the 5th fret. Now, there's going to be a lot of stretches in this piece, you'll notice, where the pinky kicks out a lot. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, I am swinging my wrist just a little bit more forward, allowing this part to be just a little bit more straight because I don't want to have a bent wrist like that. Ugh, not good. All right, so I kick my elbow up just a little bit and I bring my wrist just a little bit more forward. So I try to keep it as straight as possible. It just gives me a couple more centimeters just to kick it over to that extra fret. All right, I'm using a concert ukulele. If you have a tenor and larger fingers, I think it'll be just fine. I'm not using a tenor, but just to note, I have played this on a tenor and it's been fine. So just some food for thought there. So let's try that from the very beginning of the verse with the second ending. All right, 3rd fret E string, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, F6. Now we're ready for the chorus. So from here we just finished with our F6. We're going to find a G shape, but now we're going to slide it all the way up to the 7th and the 8th fret. So do you see that? Ring finger on the 8th fret. And we're going to strum all of our strings. I like to take my pointer finger and just flick it across the strings, just in a very gentle way, like that. So you could use your thumb if you'd like to. I like to take my pointer finger, flick it across. Now I'm going to pluck the C string with my thumb, and then my pointer in my middle will pluck the A and the E string together on 8th notes. So it'll be strum, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb. Now, last count, count 4, my pinky's going to kick out to the 10th fret, forming a C5. Next, I'm going to bar the 7th fret, but leave this one open, G shape, okay? I'm going to strum all of those strings, and then our arpeggio, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb. I can't talk this morning. So arpeggio, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, strum. So let's try that from that mini C chord. So I have strum, thumb, fingers, thumb, pinky, bar, strum, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, strum. From here, I have this shape. It should look very familiar because look, G7 shape, slide it all the way up here. Now we're on 7th fret, 6th fret. So your pointer finger is going to be on the 6th fret. Let that be your guide. Okay, I strum, thumb, pointer, middle, thumb, strum on count 3, and then pinky kicks out to the 10th fret. All right, and then we're going to slide down to the 5th fret and the 3rd fret. So if you saw that, look at that. Here is my C7 shape. Slide down, use your middle finger as your contact point. Slide it down to the 5th fret. All right, that's on the C string. Now plant your ring finger. Now plant finger number 1. So we have C7, slide, here we go. All right, you have to make those sound effects though when you play, okay? It's a requirement. So you have that, and so this is an F2 I strum, and then I have my arpeggio on 16th notes. Thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb. Now my pinky kicks out to the 7th fret. Strum all of my strings. Let's try that from the very beginning of the chorus. Here is my alternative C shape right here, 7th, 8th fret. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and strum, thumb, fingers, thumb, pinky 10th fret, bar 7th fret, strum, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, strum. C7 shape, strum, thumb, pointer, middle, thumb, strum, pinky 10th fret, strum, slide down, strum, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, pinky. Now, from here, you're going to form an F minor shape. Keep finger number 1 here, okay? Now, lift your other fingers to form stairs. Do, 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 do. So now we're on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th fret right here. Looks like stairs. So you see that? How I left finger number 1 there as my anchor, and then I flipped my fingers around to find that stair shape. I strum all of my strings, and I have my arpeggio, thumb, pointer, middle, thumb. Now I'm going to pluck the A and the E strings together, and then pluck the C string. I'm going to slide up to the 10th fret. I'm going to start around the 8th fret, and then 8th fret of the A string. So if you saw that I led with my pinky, and then now here, I'm here on the 8th fret with my ring finger, I'm going to go back to a C shape. It's right above it. So if you lead with another finger, fine, but the reason why I chose these 2 fingers, because then right above it there is a fret in common, so it's just easier to find it. Then I have my thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, strum. Okay, so let's try that from the F minor shape. Looks like stairs. So I have strum, thumb, pointer, middle, thumb. Together, thumb. Slide up 10th fret, 8th fret. Now above it, C shape, strum. Thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, strum. Now, from here, I'm going to take this shape and I'm going to slide it down 1, 2 frets. B flat. I strum, and then I pluck the C string, and then I pluck the A and the E string simultaneously on 8th notes. So I have strum, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb. Now my pinky kicks out to the 8th fret. Let's try that again. So I have strum, thumb, fingers, thumb, pinky. Now I find a G shape, an actual G shape. Who'd have thought it? Oh, that's really fun. All right, so we have our G shape right here, strum, thumb, pointer. Now my pinky is going to be on the 3rd fret of the A string, thumb, middle, thumb, and then my pinky kicks out to the 5th fret. So we have our G shape, strum, thumb, pointer, pinky, thumb, 5th fret. Okay. All right, let's try that from that B flat shape. So I have strum, thumb, fingers, thumb, 8th fret, strum, down to the 3rd and 2nd fret, strum, thumb, pointer, pinky on my left hand, thumb, pinky kicks out, 5th fret to a G5. Let's try from that F minor. So we have that stair shape. We're going to go from F minor to that C shape. Don't forget the 10 and the 8 pluck in between. Then we have B flat, kick it back to actual G shape on frets 2 and 3. Right, here we go. We have 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, and we're going to strum, thumb, pointer, middle, thumb, fingers, thumb, pinky, 10, 8, C shape, strum, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, strum. Slide down 2 frets, B flat, strum, thumb, fingers, thumb, pinky, 8th fret, strum, G shape, strum, thumb, pointer, 3rd fret, thumb, 5th fret, pinky, G5. Okay, let's back it up all the way to the very beginning of the chorus, and yeah, let's just try it. Okay, I'll walk you through it. Here we go. Start right here on the 8th fret. There you go, 8th and the 7th fret. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and strum, thumb, fingers, thumb, pinky 10th fret, strum, bar, strum, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, strum, C7, here we go, strum, thumb, pointer, middle, thumb, strum, pinky 10th fret. Now we have F, strum, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, pinky 7th fret. Flip your fingers, F minor, strum, thumb, pointer, middle, thumb, fingers, thumb. Now 10-8 slide, C above it, strum, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, thumb, strum. Slide back 2, strum, thumb, fingers, thumb, add the pinky, 8th fret, G shape, strum, thumb, pointer, middle, pointer. Now kick it out to the 5th fret for a G5. Okay, you're going to repeat that all the way from the verse, take the second ending, play the chorus again. Now we have our outro. So that's the coda. That's the circle with the little cross inside. And good news, it's very, very close to the intro. So we have 3rd fret right here of the E string, and I'm going to pluck between the open C string and the E string on the 3rd fret. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, E and O, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we have that strum with that silent A string. Strum, thumb, finger, thumb, 3, 5, 3, 1, 0, thumb, 0, thumb, 0. Now to end it, I form this C shape. So it looks like stairs. You know, like we had our F minor shape here? It's right above it, but now I'm going to push down on 2 strings with finger number 1. So finger number 1 is going to push down, 3rd fret, like that. And it's going to push down on 2 strings in the A and the E string. Looks like a B flat if you're familiar with that. Then finger number 2, 4th fret, C string, finger number 3. Here we have the 5th fret of the G string. Now, ring finger is going to be on the 10th fret of the A string to form another C chord. Now slide down to the 3rd fret to end it, strum a C chord. So let's try that together. All right, ready? 3rd fret, E string, 8th notes. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, E and O, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, strum, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, E and O, 1 and 2 and 3 and form stairs, 3rd fret to the 5th fret, C chord. Now 10th fret of the A string, slide down, 3rd fret. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun learning this piece, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed learning this tune. Just a beautiful melody that was inspired by her beautiful daughter. So guys, I do want to remind you, if you want to get the tabs to print off and keep for your records, you can do so by clicking this link or going to the site rockclass101.com and doing a search for Grace's Lullaby. Don't forget too, on that page is that really cool interactive tab player where you can hit play, you can loop sections, you can slow it down to any speed you wish. Just a really, really great asset for tackling a tune that's a little bit trickier, especially that second half of this tune. So it makes it a lot easier to learn if you can loop sections that are tougher. So guys, again, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.